The coronavirus has been a clear reminder of the significant disparities between Chicago neighborhoods. According to the Illinois Department of Public Health, Chicago's Streeterville neighborhood has had a little over 400 coronavirus cases. More than 13,000 residents were tested. But Englewood has seen almost 750 confirmed virus cases, with only about 9,500 people tested. So what's the difference here? Well, Streeterville is an affluent, mostly white neighborhood, while Englewood is poor and predominantly black. The New York Times reports the two areas have a 30-year life expectancy gap. A baby born in Streeterville in 2015 could expect to live to 90 years old. In Englewood, the life expectancy isn't much past the age of 60. So you might think the neighborhoods are in vastly different areas, but there are just 8 miles separating them. Tonika Lewis Johnson investigates urban segregation in the city. Her folded map project looks at the stark differences between the north and south sides of Chicago. And she joins us now from Chicago. Tonika, welcome. Thank you so much for being with us.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So tell us exactly what inspired you to launch the Folded Map project.
Well, I am a Chicagoan that is from Englewood, and my entire lived experience, I recognize, was shaped by Chicago's segregation. It ultimately influenced the high school that I went to, my mother selecting the high school that I went to, which was in a predominantly white neighborhood on Chicago's north side that's 15 miles away from my home. And fortunately, it was diverse, but it was significantly far away. And that daily commute to school, along with my diverse friendship group that I established there, kind of revealed to me how segregation had really impacted my lived experience.
And so then, based on your research, what are some of the starkest conditions separating the north and south sides of Chicago?
Well, outside of just, visually and aesthetically, the disinvestment of not only just homes and lack of having a thriving business corridor on the south side versus the north side, the primary difference is the home ownership disparity, which ultimately determines how the public schools in neighborhoods are resourced and ultimately deciding if they stay open. Unfortunately, Englewood in the past 15 years has had a total of more than 15 schools closed. And that is a direct correlation between the disparity of home ownership.
And then as part of the Folded Map project, you do this interesting thing where you collect people who live at corresponding addresses on opposite sides of Chicago. What has been the result of bringing these people together? Did you find various reactions?
Yes, I found various reactions, but I must note that all of the participants of Folded Map, they self-selected. I did a solicitation to a number of blocks on Chicago's north side and south side in my home Englewood neighborhood. And these are people who selected themselves to participate. So even though it was a variety of responses, I like to highlight the fact that these are all people who were interested in being a part of this conversation and amplifying the issue. So at the end of the day, what I ultimately learned is that Chicago's segregation does not truly reflect how we want to interact with each other.
So then how do you think, after going through this project and doing all this research and speaking to all these people, how do you think Chicago should start tackling the effort of closing the gap between its privileged and underprivileged neighborhoods?
Well, the beauty of my city that I love to talk about is that we're not starting to fix it. We have been trying to tackle this issue for decades. And this is just a continuum of work. And it's been revealed not only just in Chicago, but nationally, that policies and laws don't actually dismantle segregation, this issue has to become personal. And I think that is what's demonstrated in the map twins, a part of Folded Map, is that it has to become personal. We have to take personal accountability to learn about neighborhoods different than our own, and not just predominantly white North Side residents going to the South Side, but also South Side residents going to the North Side to see how those neighborhoods are resourced and to see what they're entitled to as residents. So I think we have been doing a tremendous amount of work, not only just residents, but community organizations like Resident Association of Greater Inglewood. We've all been doing this work for decades, and we're just continuing to do it. And Folded Map is just literally the latest artistic expression of how we're tackling this issue creatively.
All right. Well, Tonika Lewis Johnson, thank you so much for joining us and telling us about your fascinating artistic pursuits, Folded Map. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.